Hi, I'm Jean Nolte, editor at Fons & Porter.
And I'm Colleen Tauke. I'm the sewing specialist with Fons & Porter. In this tutorial, we will show you how to create the Woodland Peaks and Valleys quilt.
To get the pattern for this quilt, go to shopfonsandporter.com/quiltingquickly. Well, this is a big quilt. It's a queen size quilt. It's made all with 2.5-inch strips. And what you need to make this quilt is 45 pairs of 2.5-inch strips in these kind of woodsy colors. And then you'll need 15 pairs of strips in, I think, in the cream color.
A light fabric to go around the outside.
That just does the finishing off the tops and bottoms of the quilt. And it's also the border.
Yes.
So the first thing we're going to do is cut our print strips. So this is important. They all come in pairs and they stay in pairs, and you're going to put them together with the wrong sides facing each other. Now the first thing we want to do is cut a 45-degree angle on the end. And I have checked ahead of time to find the 45-degree angle line on this ruler that's going to be the correct one, and I put a piece of tape on the back of the ruler just outside of that line.
There are a lot of lines.
So it's easy to find every time. There's a lot of lines on this ruler, and you end up doing this.
Around and around, and find that 45. It'll keep you accurate, so you know you have the right one.
Okay, so I'm going to put that 45-degree angle line right along the bottom of this strip. And make sure got it all.
Both sides.
Yeah.
Right,
We're going to cut through both layers, and then that is just going to go away. Now the next thing we're going to do is turn it around. We're going to cut the parallelograms, and those are 7 inches. So I've, again, found the 7-inch line on my ruler and put a piece of tape on the back right near there so I can find it quickly and easily, and I won't cut something the wrong size. So I'm going to put that 7-inch line right on the end of this strip.
Right along that 45-degree cut that you just made.
And then we're going to cut along this end of the ruler.
And you'll have perfect parallelograms.
Okay, and there you go. Now, this strip is shorter just because so it'll fit here, but what you do is just keep lining those up and cutting them till you run out
of strip.
And, well, you only need 4 of each, 4 pairs.
Yep. And these are, remember, we were pairing them up, wrong sides together, so we would have mirror image when we open them up.
So you'll see what we cut here is a parallelogram and a parallelogram reversed. Okay.
Perfect.
So you'd cut 4 pairs out of each
color. Each of the colors, exactly.
Then we need to cut the filler strips out of the light background fabric.
Correct.
And this time I've straightened up the end, which is already done.
We want the outside edge of our quilt to be a straight line, not a 45-degree angle. So we've got to fill in that space a little.
Now you're going to cut these, and we have templates in the magazine printed or in your pattern, and you have 4 different sizes. They're labeled A, B, C, and D. I always like to cut the longest one first. If I make a mistake, I have a little chance to recover. Maybe I can cut a smaller one out of it.
Exactly.
For this, I'm going to use a smaller ruler. It's just a lot easier to handle. So I'm going to line up the template with the end of the strip that was cleaned up, and then I'm going to put the ruler right over the paper. So it just covers up that paper.
Covers the paper, and you're not going to be actually cutting into the paper because you want an accurate cut here, and you're going to cut the tip.
Cut that. Now there's 2. Again, we've layered these 2 strips with the wrong sides facing each other, so you get a D piece and a D piece reversed. Now, I need some more of these, so I'm going to turn the template around so the point matches up there. I pick up my ruler.
You can sneak in pieces without having to make a lot of extra cuts. Just keep thinking about one end of the template is squared, one end is at an angle.
So I'm going to cut that off, and then you could keep going. Your strip would be longer. And just keep cutting them. Then when you've done the D pieces, you need to also cut C, B, and A pieces out of this same fabric.
As you'll notice on the quilt, when the bars kind of jump up and down as they dance across the quilt. The reason why is that you need those spacers. Each of your strips is going to be a different length within a unit.
Okay, so we're going to be sewing these together.
end to end. We're going to go
end to end like this.
Right. We're going to vary the fabrics. You can see that the different prints come one after the other. And what you're going to be doing is then linking those pieces together.
So when I flip that over, I'm not quite sure how to line that up because I got these points sticking out. So what you can do, and I'm going to stack these, and you can do that too. You can cut through probably 4 layers at a time.
Exactly.
I'm going to stack those up, and I am going to use the Fons & Porter pink triangle trimmer. And I'm going to just put
There's a great little tool that you can take away those little triangles. It will help you get really accurate piecing without having to guess.
Right.
How much do I overlap them? Where should the seam allowance actually fall?
So I'm lining it up so that the bottom of one of the short sides is right here along this bottom of the strip, and the angled side is even with the angled side, and you can see those little corners sticking out.
Poking out.
And I'm going to just
take that off.
Cut that tiny little piece off. And now when we go to sew them together,
this is the great part. Look at how they nest together.
They match perfectly. So
there's no guess of how much to overlap. Now I can take it over to the machine and put in my 1/4 inch seam allowance. Make sure we're set up for a 1/4 inch. I'm going to run the cut edge right along the edge of my foot because I've got it set for 1/4 inch seam.
And you don't even have to pin that with such a short seam.
No, quick little seam across, and then I can start creating those long links, adding color after color.
So you're going to see now that
that is the mirror image.
The mirror image of this. So we're going to continue making long rows, and then what you'll need besides these is the reverse of the fill-in pieces.
Remember that outer edge of the quilt, we want to have a straight line, so we're going to fill in with those pieces.
And so you start to see how this turns into one of the sections of the quilt. We can put those.
And then,
give me the dark ones.
Okay. You'll start to see the colors get to kind of bounce through the quilt, creating that
it's going to look like that. And so there is one section. So what you make is long, skinny rows, 4 of them. The
one side of the mirror.
One side, you're right, and for the mirror image. Then you'll join those. You make 5 of those sections.
Correct.
And join them, and you'll have the center of your quilt. All you have to do is add the borders, and you're done.
Exactly. Thanks for joining us today.
To see more of our videos, go to video.fonsandporter.com.